My name is Sunny Webb. I am from the US and I just joined Accenture and I am the manager of digital experience within social media.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Boudreaux. I am the president of Oberon Fuels. We're based in San Diego, California, here in the US.
I'm very excited. I just got to join Accenture. I was the founder and CEO of a web development company. Before that, I founded a technology incubator, and now I'm branching into social media.
So I joined this company when it was about 5 months old, and we are making a cleaner alternative to diesel. So we can actually make it from renewable sources, such as animal and food waste, but we can also do something that's good for the environment and has a lower price. But previously I'd started an organization, previously I started a biotechnology company that was helping to treat cancer better. And so I think entrepreneur can be a variety of things, creating and building, whether it's a company or an organization, or even within a large company, helping to build a new division or project.
When I was a child, I wasn't sure exactly who I would be or what I could become. I grew up in a very small town. I didn't see a lot of examples of who I could become in terms of what women could have for a career. I started at the time noticing kind of the new trends in computer technology, but we had an internet service provider come to town, and I walked, I think it was like 2 or 3 miles, I walked to their office, and I sat down with the manager. He was just one person in the shop, and I sat down with him, and as a 14-year-old somehow convinced him to let me configure the modems for his clients. And I really fell in love with it at that point. I realized this was something that I really wanted to invest myself into.
So when I was a child, I wanted to be a medical doctor. I had always done well in math and science, and I found it very interesting, but I also found it to be a challenge. So it was really hard, and you had to solve these complicated problems, and you work through them, and then at the end you would come up with an answer. And actually when I started college, I started as a nursing major, and then switched into polymer science. I had no idea what a polymer even was. But it sounded interesting. It's a specialized form of chemistry and engineering, and I figured I could always change my major if I didn't like it. But then one summer I had the opportunity to do research at Princeton University, and there I got to work in a lab for the summer and actually do hands-on chemistry. And what I learned was this was way more interesting than what was actually in that textbook.
In terms of math and science, I guess my internal and my natural curiosity always was there. I was always trying to figure out, challenge myself. How can I really do well in this particular area? What do I not understand? How can I grasp this concept and then go beyond what the teacher is trying to demonstrate to me?
I've always had to study really hard. So I could get the basic concepts, but I learned early on to teach myself as well. And it's interesting how this training in science and math in solving those types of problems translated in the real world and what I do today. As a child, I never thought that I would be running an alternative fuel company. That is not something I penciled out. But I love what I do. I love the fact that on any
really good at it.
Yeah. On any given day, I may be talking to investors, or I may be going to a trucking conference and talking to people who drive very large trucks and are going to be using this fuel in their vehicle. And when I'm lucky, I get to fuel the truck and drive it myself.
The advice I would give to women considering this, and it's very important. I think we need more women in technology. I think it's a great place for them to be because of the opportunities that are there. You can really transform. You can transform businesses, you can transform lives. In order to get there, in order to participate, you have to be able to keep your head down, and when people are questioning why you're doing what you're doing, you have to just be confident in yourself and understand your end goal and your vision and the direction that you're going. I've had to make sacrifices in order to pursue an education where I was one of 60 people in the room, the only female in the class, and that's not comfortable. So really being comfortable with yourself, being comfortable with your own skin, understanding that the sacrifices in the long term are really going to pay off, and knowing that you're working towards an end goal really are going to pay off in the science and technology area.
And so I remember in high school, I knew that college was important. My parents couldn't afford to send me to college, but that I knew I had to get very good grades to get a scholarship to attend college. And so for me, that was the next goal, to go to college. And so I achieved that. Then in college, I had to do very well get research experience so I could go the next step, which for me was graduate school. So while having that long-term goal of where I want to be, looking and keeping your head down and working very hard to meet each of those goals, and it's not always easy. The hard work and the persistence do pay off. And my grandfather actually reminded me, he said, "You realize you're the first PhD in our family." And I was proud of that because you learn from everyone's experiences. So my parents had gotten college degrees, and my dad's parents didn't have that. And so he took that step, and the next step was me being able to accomplish that because my parents had always told me that I could do anything I put my mind to.
I was the first woman in my family to graduate college ever. My mother had not been able to do it, my grandmother had not been able to do it, and so the fact that I was able to do this amazing feat was something that I was proud of, and I think that, you know, when women are able to put an emphasis on education and really grasp how important it is in their life and in their personal and professional development, that it really opens up a world of opportunities and real pure joy and success. I see my future self as somebody that continues to invest in people, figuring out how I can help them improve their lives.
I see my future self as continuing to innovate to solve problems. In the past, I've worked on problems in biotechnology related to health. Currently, I'm working in energy, and I want to continue to solve problems, but really focus on people and solving problems that affect their everyday lives.